Welcome to Mahjong with my mother-in-law. This is part 2, just me explaining the tiles. Okay, so this is our Mahjong box, and it's really super old, but this is kind of what people used to have, and we still have. Way back in the day, it's super heavy. It's like that nasty kind of metal that is really gross to touch. But this is what a lot of people had, and we inherited this from my mother-in-law. And so if I open it, it's really super hard to open. All the pieces are inside. So typically what you do is you just dump them all out, which I'm going to do. That woke you up, didn't it? So these are three more pieces. That's how we'll put our box aside. Well, actually, I have to put some things. Usually a Mahjong set will come with extra blank pieces. Then if you lose them, then you can take it down to the shop and get another one made. We actually have a piece that we lost, but instead of actually getting it properly engraved, we got it. We just wrote on it. So when I find that, I'll show it to you. This is the bird character, the Jartsai, and we lost one of our birds. There's 4 of each piece, and we lost ours. And so we just actually drew on it, which is not a good idea if you're playing with people that really know how to play, because when they pick up the tiles, they'll pick it up like this, like it's on the table, and they'll pick it up and they'll run their thumb. You can see my thumb. They'll run their thumb over it, and they'll be able to tell what it is without looking. So when you're watching like Mahjong competitions and stuff, and people would be like, they just pick it off the table and then they just throw it away. If they discard it if they don't want it, because they know what it is from just feeling it. So, okay, I'm going to shove these aside. First of all, what you have to know is Mahjong is like cards. There's different tiles, there's different suits, and you can make either 3 of a kind or runs. So, for example, like a 1, 2, 3, there's tiles 1 to 9. So you can do like a 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, a 7, 8, 9, like that. Or you can do 3 of a kind, like 3 9s or 3 7s, like that. Okay, this is all a mess, so I'm going to stop for a minute. I'm going to clean it all up, and I'll come back and show it to you. Okay, finished. So now what I've done is I've separated them all out. I've got the flowers in the front. I've got the next row I'm going to introduce. These are the winds, I guess they call them in English. These are I don't know what they call them in English. I guess the lucky characters. And then here are our suits, the 3 suits with 4 each. 4 numbers, not 4 numbers. The 3 suits with 4 tiles each of 9 numbers. So 9 times 4 is 36. So there's 36 tiles in each suit, 1 through 9, and they are 4 tiles each. Okay, but first let's take a look at these, because we're not actually going to use these. These are the flowers. You can see that there's 4 of the, this side, 4 of the, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're not called English numbers, right? They're like Arabic numerals. That's those flowers, and then these are the Chinese you'll notice the 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Chinese character flowers. These are used in, extra points. Some people play with them, some people don't. To make it easy, we are not going to play with them, but every set comes with them. So if you buy a set and you're like, what are these flowers doing? That's what they're doing. They're just like extra point tiles. So I'm going to set those aside, put them down, and shove them off to the side. And then let's take a look at the dice and the little counter here to tell you which round you're in. So Mahjong is played in 16 rounds of 4 hands each. And there's different ways that you can do the hands to make it last a little bit longer. but we're just going to do 4 hands of 16, 4 rounds of each wind, and then we're going to, that's a total of 16. 4 times 4 is 16, right? Okay, so take a look at this. This is a little counter. The cube in the middle comes out so you can switch which wind you're going to use. When I say wind, I mean the points on a compass, north, south, east, and west. But the interesting thing in Chinese is they don't say north, south, east, west. They say dong, which is east, dong lam, which is south, sai is west, and then Bắc, go Bắc is like Beijing, you know, is, how can I turn this? That's your north character, and that is north. So you always start with east, because in Chinese, Dong Lam Sai Bắc, Dong is east, right? So Dong Lam, south, Sai is west, and Bắc is north. You're always going to start with the Dong in there first, okay? And this corresponds to tiles in the game. So you've got your east set of 4 tiles, which are here, right? That's your east. You've got your Dong Lam. Lam. Lam is south. And you've got your 4 south tiles, right? So that is Dong Lam. And then you have your Sai, which is west. So Sai. And then you've got Bắc. Okay. So when you first start a game of Mahjong, you're going to take 1 of each of these tiles. So you take 1 of the Bắc. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This should be 1 of the Sai. And this should be a Lam. And this should be the Dong. So you're going to take, let's move these back now. Just to start the game, to see who goes first, you take 1 of each of the winds. You shuffle them around. You stack them up. And you're playing with 4 people, right? So you're going to each pick a tile. So you pick, let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Because you've got 4 sides to your table. What am I doing? Here, move that back. Okay, so you've got the Dong. So the person that draws the east one can choose where he wants to sit on the table. Okay, so maybe there's a better side to sit. Maybe there's a better chair. Maybe there's a better view of the TV. So the person who chooses the Dong, the east, can choose the seat where he wants to sit on the table. So say I'm going to sit over, well, it doesn't really matter because we're not playing yet, but that's what that means, okay? So that is your wind tiles. Now, when that guy who chose the east tile chooses his seat, the others are going to sit around the table in corresponding order. So he's Dong, then you've got Lam, Sai, Bắc, okay? And you go in the order that you would do it on a compass, right? So east, south, west, and north. Alrighty, so those are your tiles. These get you extra points depending on where you are sitting. Okay, so for example, if you drew the east, this one, if you drew the east tile and you start the game and you actually draw this tile and you get 3 of them, where are my east tiles? All the way down here. If you get at least 3 of these in your hand, you'll get an extra point, okay? If you're sitting in the Dong Wai, and when you start the game, you are. I don't want to make this too confusing, so we're gonna forget about that for the moment. But just know that these count for extra points, but you need to get 3 of them. You don't mix them. It's not like you can get this one and this one and this one and then say, oh, I've got 3 of these. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to get 3 of a kind. Alrighty. So those are our wind tiles. We're going to put those down and set them aside. Okay, another note about this. You start the game in the east side, and then you play 4 rounds, and then you take this one out and you switch it to the Lam, the south. You play 4 more hands, you switch it again, okay? Each time you play a hand, the person who starts the game will shake the dice to start the game. After that round, the dice passes to the next person on your right-hand side, and then they throw the dice, and then right side again and right side again, okay? So 4 times each person gets a chance to throw the dice to start the game. All right, so let's put that aside. That's all you have to need to know about that for now. Let's take a look then at the other point characters, the ones, not the 1 to 9s, right? And these are called your, well, this is called the, Hongjong. You go Hongjong because it's red. Hong is red. And Zhong, this is the character for center. Zhongguang, right, is Zhongwan. If you're in Hong Kong, Zhongwan is center. And this is actually, a line through the center is the center. Okay, so you've got 4 of these. The way these are useful, anybody can get extra points with these characters here. So this one you need to get 3 of a kind as well. Okay, and then there's the extra one, but you need to have at least 3. You can have 4. If you do get 4, then you that's great. That's an extra point as well, depending on how you're playing. There's so many different ways to score in Mahjong, but typically 3 is definitely an extra point. Sometimes that can be an extra point too. The way we play it is, so I don't know if other people play differently. So that's the Hongjong. The next one is the Fa Chai. So the Fa Chai, if you know Gong Hei Fa Chai, Fa is the Fat of the Gong Hei Fa Chai. Fa Chai is luck. Fat that. Chut Fat. Lots of different Fat, but that is that one. And then we've got the Ba Ban. The Ba Ban, the same thing. You get 3 of a kind with these. So 3 of a kind of the Ba Ban, 3 of the kind of the Hongjong, the Hongjong or the Fa Chai. So this one, I like this one because it's super easy to, remember when I was telling you before, like you pick it up off the table? Well, this one's really easy to tell because there's nothing in the middle, but it has this is like engraved, right? So you can feel on the underside of it. So when you do, it's super easy to tell if that's the Ba Ban. That's like the only one I can tell. I mean, I'm pretty good. Let's see, the Fa Chai. Fa Chai is usually kind of easy too because it's got a lot of ridges and stuff. And the Hongjong, it's kind of, I don't know. But anyway, the Ba Ban is super, super easy to tell. So it's kind of fun to see if you can get that. I've been talking way too long. My computer just went off. Okay, so these are the ones that you have to get 3 of a kind. Or 4 of a kind if you can, but 3 of a kind for sure to win the hand if you have these. You don't have to have them, and you might not even get them, but if you do, they're extra points, so they're good to hang on to. Alrighty. So now back here are all these tiles. What did I say? 36 times 3, 90, 18, like 108 tiles of the characters. So first I'm going to show you the ones that if you play with 3 people, like my mother-in-law was saying, if you play with 3 people, you have to get rid of one set of these because otherwise, well, usually you do. And so let me show you. These are actually the reason we're going to get rid of these is because they got Chinese characters on them. Again, each number has 1. So you know what that is, right? Yat Man. These are called the Manzi. This is the 10,000 characters. And that is, obviously, 1. The Chinese character for 1. It might take me too long to get all 4 of them out for each one, but these are the 2s, right? And that's easy to tell the 2. Besides, it's going to be way too long across the board. So there's the 1, there's the 2. Let's see, 3. Okay, there's 3. Now for these, remember, you can get you have to get runs, or you can get 3 of a kind. So here you've got a 1, 2, 3, right? So if you're playing where you could have, well, yeah, you could always have like 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that's an example of 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'll do it like that. I'll just get the 3, 4, 5. Right? 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. I'm putting it the wrong way, aren't I? No, wait, what am I doing? 3. This is the wrong way. 4. Okay, I'm not making any sense. 1, 2, 3. There's my 4. Here's a 3, right? 3, 4, 5. I mean, obviously, I don't have to have the double 3 here. I could just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do the 6. 6, 7, 8. Okay, I think you guys get the picture, right? But it's kind of cool to see. Am I doing this right on this side? No, I'm not. Okay, so that's a 6, that's a 7, that's the 8. Okay, so we've got there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there's 1 left, and that is the 9. Okay, so there's your 1 to 9 for the man. All right, it's easy. Well, it's the wrong side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 9萬、8萬、7萬、6萬、5萬、4萬、3萬、2萬、1萬. Right? This is called the suit of the man. And we're actually, when we play with three players, we're not going to use it because if you don't know your numbers very well, it can get kind of confusing. I mean, of course, they're characters, so you can match them up and you know what they are. So I mentioned that you can do, three of a kind, like a run of 3. You can also do 3 of a kind with these because, as you know, each character, there's 4 ones. Are they over here? Yeah. So obviously there's 4 ones. So you can certainly do a 3 of a kind. Oh, that's not one. You can do a 3 of a kind. It's so hard to see backwards. You can do 3 of a kind as well as doing the 1, 2, 3s. Okay? So that's your man. And when we play with 3, we're not going to be playing with those because these are a lot easier to see. Next are the tong. This is the yatong. And there's 4 of those. Where's the other one? Here. This is another easy one to tell when you're picking it off the table, right? Because it's like a circle. So that is the yatong. So this is going to be the circle's suit. That's the one. You could probably guess your 2s are going to look, just going to have 2 circles on it, right? And the 3s are going to have 3 circles. Okay, the 4s, yeah, this is just like dice, I mean, they look the same as like it would on a pair of dice, right? Until you get a little bit higher. Let's see, the 5s, well, obviously, because a dice only has 6 sides, and in Mahjong, you've got 9. There's your 5s. Let's stick them back there. And you've got your 6s, and your 7s, and your 8s, and your 9s, okay? There's the 6, the 7, it doesn't come on a dice doesn't come with 7. So there's your 7, and your 8, and your 9s, okay? 9 there in the back. Alrighty, so that's the tone. Okay, you can see there's 4 of a kind, and you can also do suits of like where am I? Here? No. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. All right, as long as there's a row of 3. That's another way that you could make a hand. Basically, what we're talking about is making hands, right? So you could, normally, the way we're going to show you how to play is you have to have 3 points in order to win the game, which means you have to go with the suit. You can't mix up the suits. So, for example, if you start the game with a lot of these in your hand, then you're probably going to want to stick with these and make your whole hand turn out to be these tone characters and also the special ones like the Mahjong and the Baban and the Fa Chai. Okay? So these are your tone. Let's put those down. And then we've got, last but not least, is the sock. The sokji is the one with the bird. Remember before I told you about the bird that we drew? Okay, well, these are the birds, you can see. And the one there, can you tell which one doesn't belong? Yeah, that one on the end there, we just kind of drew. So if you're playing in a competition, it's not so great because obviously there's no engraving on here, so it doesn't feel like anything. So everybody knows the bird when they pick it up. So that's the bird. It is the number 1 character. It's the only one that doesn't really have a 1 on it. It's just a bird. So there's the bird. And then you've got, these are actually called the bamboos, the sok. See, so this is yi sok. And then you've got the sam sok. And again, just like the tong zi, it's just, they're 1 to 9. So you've got, except for the bird, which is your 1. But 1, 2, where's my 3? Oh, I have 3 there. What am I doing? There's 3. Okay. And you can guess that's the 4. And there's your 5. 6 is here. 7. I like the 8. The 8 is kind of cool because it's 8. And you've got your 9. Okay. Oops. So that is the sok, all of the sokji. So that one is your 3rd suit. The ones in the back here are just the rest of the manzi, so you're not going to use. Alrighty, well, I hope that was, can tip the camera up a bit. Hi. I hope that was helpful, and we're going to see my mother-in-law again and my father-in-law, and we're going to be playing a game showing you guys how to actually play the real game. I hope this was helpful. Bye. Stay tuned for part 3, where I'll be showing you winning hands. And don't forget to like and subscribe.